country's largest producer of chicken, Rainbow Chicken, said earnings per share rose 7.6% in the 15 months to the end of June. The company reported a 24% increase in revenue to just over 8.5 billion rand. The company reported 15-month results because of a company restructuring at the start of the year, which saw the chicken farming business split from Vector Logistics. Rainbow Chicken said that the market is still fairly downbeat and that demand remains low, with consumers still under pressure.
Market cap 5.8 billion, price earnings 12.9, dividend yield 4.9. Daniel, nice dividend yield 4.9%. And I can't help wondering, Remgro, controlling shareholder 62.2%. I suppose, not to diss Remgro, they squeeze in their asset for some cash flow.
Yeah, they are. Look, I'm actually surprised with the earnings from Rainbow. Rather surprising considering where the maize price is currently.
Yeah.
Maize price has had a huge increase. It was 1,800 rand just about a year ago. It's now sitting at 2,200. So that's really squeezed margins there. But they're reporting over a 15-month period because of that split. The company's now running two different units.
It does warp numbers, doesn't it, to a certain degree?
Yeah. So you've got two different units. You've got Vector, which is the logistics of the company, and you've got Rainbow, which is the chickens. So it's actually two separate boards, although the CEO runs the entire business and the logistics of the whole business. So look, I think with the results that they have, I think that's really on the back of the maize price where it was a year ago. Not today.
And not seen that impact of the higher maize price coming through. Not yet.
Not yet.
And what's even scarier is we actually look at the chicken imports, increasing by 36% to the year to June, and 43% quarter to the end of June. So imports increasing dramatically again. This very strong rand. Yeah,
it's really putting pressure on the business. And I mean, they're importing from Brazil and from Argentina. A lot of chickens coming from South America into South Africa.
So cheaper to import as opposed to produce chickens locally.
It is. And also with the rand, it also plays a bit of a puts a bit of a spin on it. So quite an interesting one. I don't see much. Many prospects for the future for Rainbow with the maize price sort of hovering at these levels and all these imports coming in from Argentina and Brazil.
Yonatan, let's bring it to you and the chart. We've got a stock that broadly-ish gone sideways, but a nice bit of support line going through.
Well, it's not actually only sideways, Simon, because I've actually done a little bit of a historical check on Rainbow Chickens, and this orange line you see over here is a 9-year rising support line. So we have had some huge amount of support
this
on
graph
the
goes back
line.
to 06.
Correct. Yeah. So this goes all the way back to 02. This rising support line. So we've seen it bobble up and down this support line, and currently trading in smaller ranges between that. I think I've got it there at 1745 and 1620, where it is basically around that support line at the moment. So we are going to be looking for a break up, remembering that we are trading the major trend, and the trend is our friend. The 200-day moving average is pointing upwards. So I'm expecting the stock to continue to climb for now.
For now, for short and long term. So what would that be then, a buy for now?
Yeah, well, it's a buy for now, and I think that if it breaks this resistance level at that 17, if I just check my sheet, 1745 level, it's a good buy, and you can stay with the stock as long as it's making new highs, and just obviously look to ratchet up those stop losses and look for the ultimate profit. Okay,
so chicken consumption is also growing quite significantly, to 24.3 kilograms per capita in 2000 to 39.1 kilograms in 2011. That is a lot of chicken. That is a lot of chicken. And again, is the only real hindrance for this company right now the strong rand.
And of course the maize price.
And the maize price. If those two change direction, then...
Global food inflation was almost at all-time highs, or was at all-time highs a couple of months ago. We're slightly down from those levels. So my concern with the Rainbow Chickens would be if food inflation were to stay inflated at these levels. I don't see the maize price really dipping that low. So for me, I don't know if there'll be that much profits in the next half or in the next 12 months or the next reporting period. The demand has really dropped off for Rainbow Chickens because there's so much supply as well. They've got that increase in imports. So we'll have to wait and see.
Hot or not for you?
I am a bit chicken to call this one. I'm on the fence.
So
maybe short term I might agree with Yonatan. I think long term I wouldn't want to hold it in my portfolio.
Okay, and Yonatan,
again, as a trader's perspective, buy on the break of that 1640 or the 1745 level and follow the market up.
Simon.
I like what they're doing with Vector. That's great. I like the fact that they're a chunky dividend player, but the imports, they're just not winning that import war. And I suppose, trade it, invest in it. Not for me, no thanks.
All right, so Simon Brown would stay away from one specific sector. I think two, actually, gold and paper. And it's time for, I guess, Hot Stock picks. And yes, Daniel's Hot Stock pick is Sappi.
He comes on the show the first time he picks Sappi. That is brave.
Okay, yeah, look, I mean, as you say, you don't like paper. I'm coming with a slightly different twist. I know that the paper and pulp industry has really been hammered quite heavily in the last...
For about a decade.
The last 10 years, or whatever it is. And Sappi has really taken a big hit in the last couple of years, last couple of months, and especially in the last 2 months. It's down 30% in the past 2 months. So my hot stock pick is Sappi. They have said that for 2012 they expect to earn 3 rand. So for me, I think that's not a bad number, and at these sort of levels, again, I think you got to take a chance and get your.
And they're trading at what, 25,
20? They were actually
there's 30 rand, so it's about what, a 10 forward PE.
On Stock Alert, we actually recommended a buy on Sappi about two days ago, and it was up quite nicely today, along with the rest of the market. So yeah, it is trading. It has popped up quite nicely, and then we're expecting in back to, I think, in the mid 30s or 40 rand in the short term.
Okay, so Simon, are you convinced?
Look, you could trade a paper stock, I suppose. I don't trade stocks as a rule. I just, it goes back to the point that as a broad industry, the paper industry globally has got
as a medium-term trade. Yeah.
All right, so Yonatan, your hot stock pick is British American tobacco, but there's a twist to this because it's hot in the sense that you want to short it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hot in the sense that it's time to start looking to take some profits out of the stock. We had a great run on British American tobacco. I think that we're still in a long-term bull market in this stock. You can see that by the rising 200-day moving average. But there's two oscillators that I really want to discuss at the moment, and the first one is the green one, which is the elasticity of prices, which measures it how high do prices trade above that 200-day moving average, and we can see every time it is in that region of about I think it is around 9 or 10% above its 200-day moving average, has had a meaningful correction. So that is a warning sign for us to say that, hold on, the probabilities are lying in favor of a correction, as well as the divergence between price and oscillator, which is the RSI down below at the bottom over here. We can see higher highs taking place in the prices, but lower highs taking place in the RSI. And what this means is that the acceleration is slowing down, and we should expect to see a bit of a correction take place.
So if you hold it, you sell, and if you don't hold it, you can short if you like?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would only look to go short in this market on the break of the 306 Rand level, because that will give me that extra confirmation, and look to accumulate the stock back at around the 280, 275 level.
So it goes back to that 2-year support line, the 200-day moving average again, but from 306, that's almost a 10% move to the downside, 8, 9, 10%.
Yeah.
Yonatan, give us your sense about the markets right now and what you would be doing. Do you think that we are going to go into a double dip? Do you think it's going to affect our equities dramatically? What is your move on a day-to-day basis?
I'm not a huge bull in this market. I'm actually very bearish in this market, and I think that this rally that we've had from 2009 up to 2011 has been deemed a suckers rally as an overall secular market. So I'm not overly bullish on stocks. I think that the stock market can still come down. There's still a lot of trouble out there in the world, geopolitical events and US debt and sovereign debt and stuff like that.
And technically it's also showing
technically it's also showing. In fact, I just finished my report this morning and we spoke about the Dow theory bear signal that the Dow Jones Industrial Market has given together with the Dow Jones Transportation Index. So that is actually quite significant.
Simon, does that make sense to you?
It all makes loads of sense to me.
And how do you feel? Because I know you accumulate.
I can't. I'm wondering if we're not going to see a little more run post was it Jackson Hole or something like that, and then I think perhaps we're going to be coming back.
Potentially Q3. So
Potential.
you are
QE3, of course. The market will love that.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me. Great to have you on the program. That's it for Hot Stoxx. A big thank you to Daniel Kraus from stockalert.co.za, Yonatan Rom from Thewinningedge, and from me, Eleni Jokos, and my co-host Simon Brown from Just One Lap. It's goodbye.